Hello.
Hello everybody. We're back with our second wine review, and this is a Xander.
Today we have, can't really see that, 2021 Mazet de Saint-Victor Côte de Rhône.
Yes, it's French.
Yeah, that.
It's French wine.
It's very French. It's
French
not
red.
French like the French would do. The ones
Exactly.
translating it.
Off that comes, it's corked. It's a good sign.
It's nice. There we go. Give it a twist. Lever action. Off she comes. Beautiful.
Oh, right. First whiff, of course. Oh, smells vinegary.
Oh wow! Yes, it does.
Smell that.
Is it in the cup?
Yeah.
Oh wow! That's for the coffee. It smells like tobacco.
Well, that might be a tasting note we might need to be getting, Xander. From one of our last wines, it did say you should be able to taste tobacco, and frankly, we couldn't.
Maybe it's in the smell.
Maybe it is in the smell. Right. Let's see how it's pouring.
Very clear.
It is. It's got quite a clear sheen to it. Xander?
Okay.
There you are, right. Start with the smell. Nice smell, I think. It's got a very rich smell. Very rich. So again, I don't think there's any tasting notes on it.
No, well,
it's all in French.
Use my level 5 GCSE.
Well, I'll just use my
foundation.
That's my translator on my phone.
Mazet is a selection of terroir.
Yeah.
You know what terroir means?
Yeah.
Issu de la rive droite
de Rhône. That's Rhône's a river.
Yeah. Sept
Savès provient dont juste équilibre. So that must be
like a balance.
A balance.
Yeah.
Entrée des sols sablonneux très important. Le souplesse. Et la fruit, I'd imagine that's fruit. Et ta sol de galère rouleuse bois le charpentier et la longerine embouche.
I'm probably best if I fetch my phone.
Yeah.
Does that make very little?
Soon we'll be able to translate this rather interesting French phrase for you, and hopefully that will give us some tasting notes that we can be looking for when we're trying it. Hopefully, obviously, hypothetically speaking, it also might not. We'll soon find out.
Right.
Yes.
Mazet de Saint-Victor.
Yeah, Saint-Victor.
Is a selection of terroirs, that's definitely terroir.
Terroir, yeah.
From the right bank of the Rhone. Not the left bank of the Rhone, the right bank of the Rhone.
Right back is a cricket phrase.
Yep. This vintage comes from a fair balance between sandy soils, which brings a suppleness and fruit, and soils of gales, toads for the structure and length. In the mouth. Length in the mouth.
In the mouth. So what we're looking for is the length in the mouth, the length of the taste in the mouth. So cheers. Smell first.
I think I'm getting oak. Like a musty oak.
I'm getting a woody smell, definitely.
Yeah. Sip.
Surprisingly delicate.
It's got a real tang to it.
A real tang on the aftertaste.
Yeah.
Tang in the back of your mouth, but it's very It's quite earthy. It is earthy as a drink.
Yeah.
The terroir is just ground.
Mm. Okay, so the Russians seem to be overhead currently, but we'll press.
Silionske Rosiny Republic Speronsky. I quite like it.
Yeah.
I think it's subtly, it's well balanced.
It is. It is. That's what it is.
It is very well balanced. It's not overpowering.
It's not too full bodied. It's not too light bodied.
No.
It's not like a Shiraz.
No, it's quite. It's not soft, but it's not hard.
Yeah.
It's It is definitely woody. It is woody. It's a woody drink. Interesting. I'm not getting a huge amount of fruit, and the fruit I am getting
is
is.
Is it a berry?
I think I'm getting blackberry. I am.
I think
Definitely a berry kind of. It's not a citrusy.
It's like
drink.
a summery fruit. Definitely.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Summer berry. It's quite refreshing.
Very, very refreshing. This is actually we were going to pick a white, but the day today has been pretty horrendous, very wet. So we thought we'd go with a red. But I think in the grand scheme of things, this probably isn't a great choice of red for this kind of evening.
Probably not.
What we were looking for was the kind of red that you have, the kind of gout-inducing, by the fire after you've had 16 helpings of steak and ale pie. But this is much more of a, I think, a summery red.
Yeah, this is.
It's a summery red,
or
perhaps a more autumnal red.
It was more of it was a pub lunch day today, wasn't it?
It was pub lunch day today. This is more a canapes.
Yeah.
Canapes party in the back garden kind of thing.
So, perhaps you should have meant more Italian or something.
Yeah, perhaps something more Southern American.
Yep.
But usually French reds are usually quite heavy, so I'm not quite sure the causation, but it is, and actually again is the case with most red wines, the more you drink the easier it actually gets to swallow. It's usually a pattern.
Yeah.
That aftertaste starts to burn away.
It's very nice.
It is, it's lovely. It is a good wine. I think it was about $13.95.
That's not bad.
So it's not massively expensive either.
Yeah.
So if you are in the market for a slightly more, I don't want to say casual, it's not really casual, but this would probably be quite good for perhaps with a pasta dish.
Yeah.
With a pear. Sort of like a pasta dish, something like that.
Italian herbs.
Yes, it would do.
Yeah.
Though being French, it does feel slightly more Italian in what it should be going with. Perhaps a pizza, something. Cheese, I would definitely pair this. I know that's a classic phrase, but melted warm cheese, I think that will go quite well with,
I can't think of anything French I'd put this with.
No, unless it's sort of, I could probably put it with Gruyere on toast or something.
Yeah.
Like a brie on toast type thing, definitely. But as for sort of
a proper meal,
a proper kind of French heavy duty meal, I can't really think of anything I'd pair that with from France. But yeah,
it's nice, huh?
It's nice, very nice. Corked, so it can be recorked if it's not finished. It's a very nice drink. It's mild, it's nice, and just again, it is the Mates du Saint Victor. It's a Côte de Rhône, and that's what you're looking for if you're looking to buy it. I would recommend it, actually. It's very nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
The question is, though, to keep the show's kind of a theme, is this as nice as the last red we reviewed?
The South African Shiraz.
Indeed.
It seems...
They are very different wines.
Yeah. I'd describe it, it's like a slice of toast. It's what you get if you wanted something simple for a good snack.
Correct. The Shiraz was a lot sweeter.
It
so
was.
if you're in the market for a sweeter wine, then I'd say the Shiraz is a better choice.
Yeah.
This isn't sweet at all.
It's
This is not sweet.
but it's not bitter.
But it's not bitter either. It's quite a balanced, as I said. It's
perfectly in the middle of the road.
It is. It's a perfectly balanced wine.
A safe bet.
A very safe pair of hands.
Yeah.
Very safe pair of hands. So if you are looking for something a little more easygoing, perhaps if you're not a massive red drinker, this might be more your kind of speed. Though that's obviously quite difficult to say what you'd like.
Yeah.
But I do think that is quite a good starter red for those who haven't really indulged in red wine.
Yeah. Someone might get into wine and think, see this for £12. Fair enough, that's a lot of money. But if you've got like, I don't know, what's a Hardy's Red Crest, for example, or one of the others. There's a shit one, so about £6.
Yeah,
Then you're just going to be put off red wine forever, I think.
exactly. This is a lot better. It's much better balanced.
Yeah.
So if you're willing to pay just a little bit more money, you get a lot better red wine. Because red wine isn't everybody's favourite.
No,
In fact, most people don't like it.
but it's mine. It's definitely my favourite.
Well, good. That is good. That is good. There you go. You see, it's not everybody's least favourite. It's actually Xander's most favourite. I think that about wraps this one up. To be honest, quite a short little review.
Well, here's a question. What
Yes.
wine got you into
Why?
red wine?
Wow. Well, that's a good question. Well, I've always been a fan of a Cabernet Sauvignon, my personal favourite red.
Yeah.
I believe yours is a Merlot.
No. The wine that got me into red wine was port, actually.
Interesting.
So I love the full-bodied flavorness you
Well, it's
got
so
off it.
rich. Port is so rich it is a good wine to go with.
Yeah.
Well, fortified wine, of course, to go with if you want to get into it. But port is very sweet, and most red wines aren't sweet.
Very sweet, very strong, so you don't want that all the time.
Oh no. Port is the classic gout giver
Yeah.
of wines, and this, as I said, certainly isn't an embodiment of a gout giving red.
No.
It's a much lighter. Soft isn't perhaps the appropriate word, but it is less harsh
Yeah.
than something that's a lot drier, and but it's not as full-bodied and rich as you get from a port or a fortified wine or some other red wines.
Yeah. I'm not sure what it meant about mouth length.
No, I think I think what it was getting at was sort of taste in the mouth for a period of time. That's what I'd assume.
I'm not.
I'm getting very little taste afterwards.
Yeah.
So
That's a lie.
it's French, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's 14%. It's got the classic 75. Measurement in quantity. It's pretty average wine, isn't it? It's nice.
It's nice.
So if we're going to rate it, which is probably what we're going to start doing if we're going to be doing this more often,
Shall I fetch the book?
fetch the book. Xander's friend, and I believe he's quite a big fan of the channel, has gifted Xander very kindly a wine tasting book. So we'll be using those probably to perhaps map out some reviewing points that you might want to build on if you're interested by wine and you want to get into it. This is a really nice, handy little way for you to recall the wines that you've enjoyed. And I mean, actually, this is the book here, if you don't mind me showing them, Xander.
Go for it.
Perhaps you can tell me a little bit about the chap who got it and how big a fan of the channel he is.
Matthew is our biggest fan of the channel. He got this so we could use it in the channel, obviously.
Absolutely. And we can see Xander's filled in quite a few pages there, sort of filling them out.
After the
That one in particular, which was done the evening that we filmed the first one.
Yeah.
We're about to have a party for a certain person's birthday, Daisy's birthday. In fact, and
we got through quite a lot more after
4 bottles of wine, and the review starts to peel off, as you can see on that one. But nonetheless, it's important. And I'll just quickly read you this review so you get a sort of a principle of the kind of thing that you want to be going for when you're writing it. We have bottle number 4.
Okay.
Name of wine, it's been crossed out, so the name of wine is actually unknown.
It didn't have a name.
And then he's put the same
day.
Same day.
Yeah.
And it's
Lanzarac.
Lanzarac, yeah.
the vineyard.
Yeah, it's a vintage 2022, and it's a Merlot, 14%.
Yeah.
And the tasting notes Anna's picked out is just delicious. Interesting.
Yeah.
He's put it between medium and full, which I can't remember, but I'm sure it's probably right. I sipped with the Mandem. The Mandem there. And I sipped at full speed. Got through that quickly. And he paired it with...
What does that say?
Paired
with wine.
He paired it with more
I was
wine.
drinking a glass of white at the same time.
Indeed. And Glass has enjoyed... All. And then here we have... When I finished my glass, I felt...
I think it says elated.
Elated. He felt elated. And he gives it a 10 out of 10, which is surprising, bearing in mind we gave the previous one, which was a... a 4 out of 10, much harsher. And the one before, a 6.5. So the best wine we've actually reviewed is one that we don't know the name of.
I'll remember this.
But I think it may have been the expensive one. I think that I got, which is in there. No, you didn't have any of that. I just drank all of that myself.
Yeah.
And then somebody drank it out of one of my parliamentary coffee mugs. I think it was Anna. And then, yes, anyway, but that is your review there, folks. If you want a good wine, find out its name. It was a white. Where it came from.
What, this one?
Yeah.
No, it's this from Landsrack Wine Estate.
Oh, yes, of course, yes.
South Africa.
Yeah, that's...
Stellenbosch.
That's Stellenbosch, yes,
Yeah.
which was delicious. It was delicious, and we got through that at a right rate of knots.
Yeah.
In case you couldn't tell. So, yeah, we're going to fill this one out with you now, so you get a bit of an implication of what you need to be doing when you're doing it at home. So, Xander.
It's bottle number, technically 5.
Probably, yes, 5, yeah. It's the 5th one that we've indulged in.
Name of wine. Mazet de Solito.
Sure. Also, if you are looking at getting into wine, something perhaps to avoid is online subscription websites. My parents pay for them, but they drink a hell of a lot of wine. And I mean a lot of wine. So, makes sense for them. But if you're just starting, perhaps it's better to just stick to the shops. It'll save you a lot of money. I mean, that's what we do, really.
Yeah.
We just buy from the shop. On the occasion that you want it, so you can drink it when you want it. But obviously, most people, and rightly so, want wine all the time.
Yes. Very good. Type. Could do them. Or is that region?
I think that's probably... I don't know what the...
I'm
assuming that... No.
Oh. See, knowing the grape is the useful thing.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought we were going to attack, but we're not.
Yeah, but we're not. We thought the Russians had come out their helicopters and were coming into the house, but they weren't really. So we have figured out the grapes.
Yeah.
What are they, Xander?
We have it here. Yeah, 60%. It's a blended wine.
It's a blend, which is quite rare for France. Yeah. They usually, their laws are quite strict on blending. They don't normally allow it unless you have a chartered region in which it can be blended, I believe.
Okay.
So I'm assuming the Côte de Rhône is one of those regions, because that's why the New World wines blend so many, because there are no laws in winemaking there.
Yeah. So 60% Grenache, 30% Syrah, aka Shiraz, 10% Carignan.
Nor have I, but it's that's obviously the lightest grape. Now I'm assuming they're all red.
Yep.
So those first two certainly are, and I'm assuming Carignan is. So, we shall continue right through.
Yeah.
So
tasting notes here. I've put summerberry.
Well, interestingly, when I had a quick gander, which I agreed with, I did see one that I could taste but didn't recognise because I'm not good enough at wine tasting.
Yeah.
Which was pepper.
Pepper.
And there was a slightly peppery taste. When you try it again, there is a bit of pepper in it.
There it is, yeah.
It's almost like a spice in it, like a hit. Yeah. And that's what we're talking about. I think that's a peppery element to it. Now, I need to make clear that's not myself. That's thanks to
pepper.
Looking it up.
Yeah. We're not quite there yet.
No, but hopefully, as this series progresses, you'll be able to join us on a journey as we experiment to become better in general at wine tasting. Hopefully,
maybe you're a professional wine taster and want to come and teach us.
yes. I mean, well,
Oz Clark, come on.
Oz Clark. I believe you went to this institution where you drank Newcastle Brown Ale.
As we do.
Come on up. So, and also, obviously, we can't forget our most loyal subscriber, Matthew, who
now very close in York.
Indeed, who bought the book. Matthew, you know you're welcome up here any time to indulge in wine with us. More than welcome. More than welcome. You may know Matthew from the comment section. He's very active there. He's a good man. He's a good man. He's a good man. He knows his badges.
What were we rating it then?
Yeah, so the rating. So the rating's going to be out of 10 consistently. So what do you think, Xander? I think I have a bit of an implication where I'd like to put it.
I think it'd be... I think I would call it a 5.
I was going to say a 5.
But
good.
I would have to knock down the Eel and Apron then. Because that's at a 4. And that deserves to be nowhere near that.
I think perhaps we were over generous to the Eel de Negro, which probably should be a 2.5 or a 3.
Yes.
This is bang on average. It is spot on in the middle for just being completely bog standard as you go, steady as she goes, Captain, keep her in a line, don't smash her into Plymouth Sound. That is what it is. Plain talking.
Yeah.
It is the David Davis of wines. He's from up here, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah. Not this university. I think he went to Oxford or Warwick, I don't know. Anyway, that's not the point. But average, we need to make very clear, average isn't bad. Average is really good in wine.
Yeah.
There are a lot more bad wines out there than there are average wines. A collection of ones that our friends at university enjoy. Liebfraumilch springs to mind, which is a rancid German white. Yeah. And as
does by an actual German. An actual
German man went, that is disgusting.
Yeah.
Is disgusting, and he's a very intellectual German man of high standing from the Ott family, and also Blossom Hill, which is enjoyed by many of our particularly female university friends who seem to deem it as anything sweet is acceptable, when actually wine, it's not about sweetness, it's about body, taste, texture, feel, smell, not just about a £4 price tag and the fact that it's full of shitty sugars.
Yeah, they just want fruit juice with alcohol. Really.
Fruit juice with alcohol, in which case, drink a squash with vodka. Don't offend the wine community and produce, buy and drink utter horseshit like Blossom Hill.
Back to your alco pops, you child.
You child. Grow a palate or fuck off. So, Xander, we'd like to take them through the ratings.
The ratings of...
The ratings of what you've written down, just so they get a bit of an idea what they might need to write down if you do invest in one of these really rather fantastic wine books.
So I'll explain it. So we just have the name up here, what bottle number you're on, the date so you can see how quickly you're drinking wine. It should be no more than 3 days apart, I think.
Absolutely.
What else do we have? Obviously region, tasting notes, not too many there, body scale, price.
Yes, £13.95. Interesting online, it puts it more at about £11.50.
Okay.
But
that is just the Jesmond Duck market.
That is the Jesmond Duck market where we are, and particularly because we only have to walk 2 minutes to a shop that is stocked to the brim. Literally overflowing. You go in there and there's wine in your face, there's wine in your hair, there's wine absolutely everywhere.
Yeah.
And it is everywhere. They've got a brilliant section, Rehills of Jesmond there, folks. If you are Newcastle way or a Newcastle student looking for a wine, perhaps you should consider. There is very good. Cavavan. Or head off to Morpeth.
Go to Morpeth.
There's a genuinely first-rate Australian man who sold me a bottle of port and sold Xander 2 bottles of Jeremy Clarkson's Hawkstons lager. And he is a first-rate individual. Yeah. And I would actually recommend you going there. But obviously you have to pay for a train on top. So perhaps if you're looking for a premium whiskey or something with a little bit more price, perhaps the £60 to £40 mark, or maybe even 30, then perhaps you should venture out there. But particularly for whiskey,
yeah,
I think that's the best choice.